The estimates of expenditure have been tabled and the debate on the budget will commence shortly. Remember that a budget is a statement of the priorities of an administration. So any examination of the allocations within the budget should reveal a government's priorities. The Economic Growth Council identified public security as the main impediment to achieving their 5% growth target by year 4. Today, we probe the estimates for evidence of this being a priority. High crime has been a persistent and debilitating factor in Jamaica, as well as the wider region, for decades. The homicide rate has increased in countries across the region, notwithstanding growth in incomes, reductions in poverty, and even reduced income inequality in many countries. The level of violence we have been experiencing in Jamaica stifles opportunities, paralyzes communities with fear, and threatens our citizens, especially our youth, with post-traumatic stress disorders. This issue is impatient of further debate and demands action now. In spite of the complexity of this issue, studies have identified those initiatives that yield best results. On the crime control side, that is what the security forces do. It's clear that a larger and more professional police force reduces crime, particularly in the hotspot areas. Better investigations and swifter, more certain convictions provide a powerful deterrent to criminal behavior. So now let's take a preliminary look at the budget. For 2017-2018, the recurrent budget for the GSCF has fallen from 35.2 billion last year to only 33.5 billion this year. The capital budget has also fallen from 6.2 billion last year to 4.2 billion this year. The capital budget is what is used to purchase items such as motor vehicles, telecommunications equipment, and fixed assets such as buildings. Specifically, the allocation for purchase of vehicles has been cut in half, from 400 million last year to only 200 million this year. Remember, last year, the minister changed to a policy of buying used vehicles for the GSCF. To my mind, completely ill-advised and regressive policy. But perhaps the less said there, the better. The Ministry of Justice has just about the same overall budget as it had last year. So no clear signs from the budget that we will be seeing any speeding up of the process of justice from either more courtrooms or more judges, more prosecutors, etc. In the budgets for the Ministries of National Security and Justice, respectively, there is no evidence so far in this probe of public safety being prioritized, and certainly no evidence of the unprecedented level of resources we were promised by the minister. What we also know from research is that important crime prevention features may be embedded in social and educational programs such as early childhood development and poverty reduction programs. These, in a sense, while being a longer-term investment, are even more important for sustained success against crime over the course of a generation. In the budget of the Ministry of Education, we see a slight increase in early childhood or pre-primary education. However, that is more than overtaken by the 1 billion reduction in primary education. So together, when we look at primary education and pre-primary or early childhood education, we've seen an overall reduction of about $700 million. However, there is a bright spot in that the budget for nutrition within the Ministry of Education has increased by almost $1.8 billion. This means more meals for children who are PATH beneficiaries, and this is important. So basically, from an overall budget perspective, albeit from a preliminary review, there is no evidence that citizen security is being treated as a priority by this administration. The opposition agrees with the Economic Growth Council that, and I quote, improving citizen security is the single most important growth-inducing reform that Jamaica can undertake, end quote. This was identified in the document they published entitled Call to Action. Dr. Nigel Clark, the Deputy Chairman of the EGC, went further. He said, and I quote, "The good news is that the solutions to Jamaica's problems lie in the filing cabinets of government," end quote. Indeed, an examination of the section of the document, the section on citizen security, will reveal that it is lifted almost entirely from the National Security Policy document we did in 2013 and the review of the JCF document done between 2013 and 2015. Therefore, there is no argument with the opposition about this being a priority. Let us hope that working together across the aisle over the course of the next few weeks as the budget is examined, as it's debated, and as often occurs, it is amended, that we can see some additional resources allocated to improving public safety and security in Jamaica.